Alright, so this is going to be the first video in what I'm going to be calling a series of videos. No, I'll just call it the Grapplers, just to make it simple. Where I'll be going over the Grapplers for each game that I have that I play, even though I haven't played Injustice 2 in a while. But enough of that. So for this, actually no, I'll start with Cheetah. There's this particular YouTuber, I actually cannot remember his name. Even though Injustice 1 came out so long ago, he still does videos talking about Shazam, and I actually watch his videos. Where he has his own series of videos called Bringing the Thunder, where he goes and plays online matches. And part of why I bring this up is due to the fact that Cheetah is essentially made as a replacement to Shazam, being that they're the fastest grapplers in the game, but the individual damage for their grabs does the least amount of damage. So Cheetah's command grabs, down back forward 1 and down back 1, which is a low grab. Wait, where is it? Here it is. So again, they don't do as much damage compared to someone like Bane or Swamp Thing, whose individual command grabs do quite a good amount of damage. But part of that being, and also the fact that they're both high and low, so the opponent can either just stand or duck to avoid them. So the main advantage is that she can combo out of her grabs, and she can use both of them in one combo. Whoops. So you can get combos with her using her command grabs, whereas the others, they can only use their own blockables just to end that grab, or in that combo. So those are the main things to it. She's very fast, has the best speed out of the grapplers, the best mobility, among the best mobility in my opinion in the whole game. She has some good combos, can do some really good damage with her trait, which, like Shazam, increases all of her punches, or slashes in this case. So basic 1-1-2. So she can, again, she can get some really good damage. And the bonus of her command grabs being used to start, extend, or end combos. So that's part of the fear that she can install on her opponents. If I could just land this damn combo. That if they're not careful, she can use an unblockable while they're on the defensive, and she can just grab them or hit them with a, I want to say a meaty on wake up. But in my experience playing this game, or maybe I'm just bad, but trying to hit opponent with an unblockable as a meaty on their wake up is quite risky. But her down one is pretty quick, especially compared to Bane and Swamp Things, whose down ones, they're good for going into their grabs, but they come out pretty slow. In fact, she has some other combos that end in throws. See if I can find all of them. Whoops, wrong one. So 1-2. Back 2. In fact, what was another one? So 1-2. Back 2. Yeah, so only back 2 and 1-2 into throw. 1 plus 3. Back 1-2 and forward 2-3, you get nothing. In fact, with 4-2-3 or slaughter, even if you press the throw button or 1+3, you don't even get the you don't get a throw animation. Whereas back 1-2 into throw, she gets the throw animation, but of course it's actually it's a blockable, and she can easily be punished. What's unfortunate is that you can't do down 3, the sweep, into a command grab, since it forces, it's one of the few lows that I know she has that the opponent will have to crouch. Even if you do forward 2 with the second hit being a low. So if you're gonna go into her down back 1, unfortunately down 1, if they crouch block that, same thing with down 2, if they crouch block that as well, that's how you're gonna be able to get her down 1 or down back 1. Oh, I'm so bad at this. Doing standing 1 into down back forward grabs is difficult for me, but it is possible. So down 2, down 1, standing 1. Man, they really make it difficult for grapplers. Oh, 1-2. So that makes 1-2. Down 1, standing 1, and down 2. At least as far as the throws that go into her standing grab, down back forward. Although the risk with Cheetah having both of her command grabs mapped to the 1 button is the fact that it comes with the risk of you accidentally doing one grab instead of the other, where sometimes you might catch yourself mashing, so instead of down back forward 1, you accidentally do down back into 1, or vice versa. One other unfortunate thing is that what's the problem all the grapplers have is that there's no unblockables or unblockable throws for supers. Every super in this game is a strike. I mean, that means you could just you can combo into supers when the opponent is standing. So that's a good thing. Oh, almost forgot to turn that off. So you could just you can activate her trait, get a quick combo. It's always a weird thing with me in NetherRealm games, how close you have to be to the ground after you jump for the jumping to actually combo. I think that's mostly in Injustice. I don't have that problem too often in Mortal Kombat. Of course, that is with her jumping too. Her jumping 1 is good for that, and it's also good for cross-ups. So with Cheetah, she's more of a super fast mix-up combo heavy type of character, whose grabs, they're good but not the most damaging. Plus you'll be relying on them more for combos rather than raw damage. In fact, I'd say Cheetah is the most meter reliant out of the grapplers. Dang it. So part of a way to balance out how fast she is compared to the others, in addition to having 2 unblockables. Good combos, but they require meter. And her trait only works for her claws. Any attacks that use kicks or throws don't do much. But stages that allow Cheetah to use combos, like this one, are good for if you want to get a combo going without having to use meter. Of course, if you do that, then you gotta find a way to be able to keep your opponent closer towards any interactive that allows you to start or continue combos. Also, I just remembered there's one more unblockable she has, which is if you do meter burn after pounce. That move is an actual unblockable. In fact, just to show, yep, fully unblockable. So another good thing, if you get your opponent on the defensive, that's 3 different throws you can use from her down 1, down back forward 1, and meter burn after back forward 3. Although it's unfortunate for that to work, you have to use meter. But another cool thing is with her normal throws, which can actually get the opponent closer to the corner compared to other throws in this game, since she does a little barrel roll back or forward before throwing the opponent. So if you get your opponents back to the corner but not all the way there, you can just use forward or back, and boom, got them right in the corner. Got it right where you want them. What the heck? Another cool thing about Cheetah is her forward 3, which I don't know how many there are. I don't remember, but hers is one of the few I can remember that hits twice. So it can actually break armor. Not gonna go to the trouble of showing it because I didn't think to record all that prior. But anyways, a lot of people will spam her forward 3 as a way of being able to get in combos, and if they're going against an opponent who likes to use armored attacks, since a lot of armored attacks usually have about 1 hit of armor, especially if they're going for their own forward or back 3s, that you can use forward 3, hit them out of their armor, get a combo started. In place, you can use a meter burn, so that way whatever their one hit attack they do, maybe it'll eat up your armor, but you end up eating theirs first. So you can kind of use it to play mind games. Of course, that's usually typical with grapplers, having to use mind games a lot to try to confuse your opponent a bit. But again, Cheetah's that kind of character to where you have to do it even more so. Try to find a way to balance using her speed and her combo abilities, but also balance how much of her meter you use at a time, so as to not waste it. So when say for instance you're on your 2nd health bar and it's at a very, what's the term for it, very clutch moment where how much meter you use can be very detrimental. I think that's the word I'm looking for, because you don't want to end up wasting all your meter and then you or your opponent initiates a clash and they end up having more meter and are able to beat you out quite easily. That is not a situation you want to find yourself in. So that's one thing, that's a downside to it, where you would need your meter for important things right for damage, combo extensions, or for her heavy attacks, or for air escapes. So that could really be a problem if you want to main Cheetah, is having to be aware of just how much meter you're using all at once. But I still believe the benefits, the pros outweigh the cons when playing as her. If I could just find the name of that YouTuber who plays. Yeah, here it is. I believe this is it. Yeah, Sandal Wood Grips. That's the YouTuber I was thinking of who makes all those videos playing as Shazam in Injustice 1. It's pretty cool seeing someone who mains a grappler, especially one of my favorite DC characters. But I'll get to Shazam and Injustice 1 on my own some other time. For now, after this, it's going to be either Bane or Swamp Thing next. So, because I'm going to be doing an individual video for each grappler for each game that I decide to go over. And I will be going over grapplers in 2D and 3D fighting games, at least for the ones that I have. As to what order, it'll probably be very random. But again, I'm going to be covering the other two for this game first, then move on to the next game. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I hope you find it useful. And I'll talk to you on the next video. Have a good day.